Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel for another What's for Dinner video. I'm really excited about this one because this is one that was requested several times after my weekly grocery haul last week. So I mentioned in that video that I found a Facebook post that sort of had this like jackpot of all of these different recipes. There's probably 30 to 40 different recipes on this Facebook post that somebody had taken the time to like write out. And I decided to try 5 of them for our family this week. I picked out 5 that I thought would go well. I'm gonna keep trying them, hoping that these go well first and then we'll work from there. But so many people wanted to know the recipes or see how we felt about them. So I decided to make a video out of it. So we are going to be making 5 different recipes in today's video. All of them are sort of like casserole style or one pot dinners, super easy weeknight, and definitely good for the fall because they're all sort of just really hearty, warm meals. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the first one, which is a ranch chicken bacon tater tot casserole. I believe it's called Southern chicken casserole or Southern chicken tots officially on her paper. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with recipe number 1. For this first recipe, you are going to need some chicken. I pre-cooked 2 chicken breasts earlier today and just sort of diced them up. You're going to need a cup of sour cream. It calls for bacon bits, but I'm not a bacon bits fan, so I went ahead and went with this fully cooked bacon from Aldi. Some cream of chicken soup, some sharp cheddar cheese, ranch seasoning mix, and some tater tots, and that is all that you need for this recipe. Okay, so this recipe could not be any easier. So the first thing that you need to do is to take pretty much all of your ingredients except for the tater tots and mix it all together in a big bowl. So I have my 2 chicken breasts, a whole cup of sour cream. You could obviously use like light sour cream or even Greek yogurt for this, I guess, if you're trying to make it a little bit more calorie friendly. It calls for 2 whole cups of cheese, but I'm not really gonna measure that. I'm just going to, that's probably, about a cup. I'm just gonna eyeball that, but it does call for 2 cups. And then it calls for a packet of the ranch dressing seasoning mix. But again, I'm not going to measure. I sort of know what a packet is. So we're going to throw that in there. I am making a mess with this cheese. We also need, like I mentioned, some bacon bits, but I am not going to be using those today. I am going to be, if I can get it open, using this fully cooked bacon that I picked up at Aldi, and I'm just gonna take a couple of strips of that and kind of throw it in there. You could obviously microwave this to make it crispier, but it's gonna bake in the dish, so I'm not too worried about that. I'm probably gonna do about 4 slices total. The one thing I didn't like about this cookbook is that it didn't give exact measurements for every single thing. So some stuff I'm just sort of like, it just said bacon bits. It didn't say how much. So I'm using 4 pieces of that pre-cooked bacon, and I'm hoping that that will be enough to give it a good bacon flavor. And then the last thing that we need to add in is just a can of cream of chicken soup. All right, so we just need to get this all mixed together, and then we can move on to our next step. You do want to go ahead, while I'm mixing this, I'll tell you, you are going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and this only cooks for 20 to 30 minutes. So you basically just throw it all together and then cook it for 20 to 30 minutes. It could not be easier of a meal. So I'm really hoping that we enjoy this one because I think this would be one that we use or that we make over and over again. Okay, so now that I've gotten it all mixed up, I'm gonna set this aside for a minute and bring my casserole dish in. I'm just gonna grease the casserole dish with some olive oil spray, just so that nothing sticks. And then we're gonna add the entire bag of frozen tater tots into the pan. And then the last step is literally just to pour everything on top of the tater tots and bake it. Like I mentioned, this could not be easier. Get all of that yummy, cheesy goodness. Spread it all on top, and then we are going to bake this on a 350-degree oven, or in a 350-degree oven for 20 to 30 minutes, and you do bake it uncovered. So there it is, and we will take a look at it when it comes out. Okay guys, this is what it looks like when it came out. It smells absolutely divine. Look at that. This just looks so good. So stay tuned to the end of the video where I am going to go over which of these recipes were my favorite, but I really hope this tastes as good as it smells. Okay, on to recipe number 2. Recipe number 2 is going to be a taco noodle skillet. This one seems really easy as well. All you need for this one is some ground beef, but I am going to be using ground turkey, some egg noodles, a can of corn, cream cheese, 3/4 a cup of water, 1 cup of cheese, and some taco seasoning. So let's go ahead and get started on this one. So step 1 is to brown whatever meat you are going to be using. Again, you're supposed to use, the recipe calls for ground beef, but I'm going to be using ground turkey. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that all browned. And at the same time, I have a pot of water boiling here that I am going to go ahead and get the egg noodles cooked. Once our turkey is all nice and cooked, we're gonna start adding in all the rest of the ingredients. So I'm just adding in 2 heaping tablespoons, of our Spice Lab taco seasoning, 3/4 of a cup of water, an entire can of corn, and then a hunk or a 8-ounce package of cream cheese. And then we just need to get this all cooked together and mixed up while the noodles finish cooking. Okay, and this is what it looks like once all of the cheese has melted and everything has sort of been mixed and married together. And at this point, it's almost finished. We need to dump in the cooked egg noodles, get those mixed in, and then add in our cheese. Now, I do think that you could probably add some like black beans or olives or something like that to this to make it a little bit more hearty. But guys, look at this. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the cheese. For cheese, I'm gonna be using Colby Jack, but you of course could use whatever kind you wanted to. This is just the kind that I had that I felt like would fit best, and it says to add a cup, but again, I'm just gonna sort of sprinkle some in and get it all mixed together. This is the final product, guys. I am so excited about this one. Look how delicious this taco skillet looks. And just like I said last night, I will let you know my final thoughts and my favorite on all of these recipes at the end of the video. But guys, just from the looks of this one, I say it's a definite winner. Okay, on to recipe number 3. Okay, so this next recipe is a ranch chicken cheddar bake. So all you need for this one is 2 chicken breasts, some Hidden Valley Ranch seasoning, 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise, 3/4 of a cup of cheddar cheese, and then some biscuits. We are using the frozen although you could use like the ones in a can as well. So that is all that you need for this recipe, and it is super easy to put together. Let's get going. Okay, so I've gone ahead and cubed up the chicken and put it into a casserole dish. The next thing that we need to do is add in our 1/3 of a cup of mayonnaise. We also need to add in our Hidden Valley ranch seasoning. It doesn't say, I mean, I'm assuming like a packet. It didn't have a specific like measurement on it. And then it says 3/4 of a cup of cheese, but if you've been watching this video, you know that I don't usually measure cheese. So we're just going to sort of throw in whatever I feel like. And then you just need to mix all of this together nice and well, and then top it with your biscuits and bake it for about 30 minutes on 400 degrees. It really is that simple. I'm really loving that about all these recipes, guys, that they are like so simple. None of them take hardly any time to make, to prepare. And then they take, you know, all around 30 minutes tops to make. So we're gonna go ahead and top this with some of these frozen biscuits. I'll probably put probably 6 to 8 on there for my family of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we'll probably do 8 or 7 because that's all that's left in the bag. So we have 7 biscuits on there, and we're gonna go ahead and get this in the oven, and I will show you what it looks like when it comes out. This is what it looks like when it has come out of the oven. This one is probably my favorite so far as like how good it looks. So again, I will let you know at the end which one I like best, and we're gonna go ahead and get to eating this. Okay guys, so we only ended up making 3 out of the 5 recipes this week. We didn't make the cowboy casserole or the cornbread. Those are both going to be moved to next week. And the reason that we didn't make them is just because we got the puppy this week and things just got a little crazy, and we ended up having like stuff out of the freezer, like frozen stuff. We didn't go out to eat, but we did just have stuff that was quick. So I'm still gonna make those, and I will let you guys know how they are, or I will film another video. But out of the 3 that we ended up making, our favorite by far was the final one, the ranch chicken with the biscuits on top. That was absolutely delicious, and there was so much that you could do to it to make it better, like adding like peas or carrots, or even like green peppers and onions, something like that, to make it like a more complete meal. Same thing with the taco skillet. It was delicious in itself, but definitely could use like some black beans or something just to make it a rounded meal. The first one I had really high hopes for, the taco, or not the taco, the ranch chicken tater tot casserole. But I don't know, I followed the instructions right, but like the tater tots were still cold, and then I ended up cooking it longer, and I just couldn't get the tater tots. I think that if I were to make it again, I would pre-cook the tater tots for like even just in that casserole dish for like 10 to 15 minutes to give them a little bit of head start before I put all the other stuff on top. Because it just wasn't, I don't know. It didn't, Chris said it was okay, and he would have liked if the tater tots were cooked a little bit better. And I'm about the same way. So that was definitely my least favorite. Without a doubt, the final one with the biscuits was my favorite, and then the taco noodle skillet was second. So let me know if you guys try any of these recipes. The full recipe to all 3 of these meals will be in the description box below, so you can make it for your family if you are interested in that. So yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys have tried these before, if you are going to try them, if you bought the stuff, add it to your list, whatever. Let's chat in the comments. Until then, guys, or until my next video, guys, I hope you have a fantastic night, and I'll see you next time. Bye.